Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nerdentity Crisis, episode 104. I'm your host, Ryan By, joined as always by Mr. Adam Lovar,
Hello, hello.
my literal brother from another mother, Justin Picklemans,
Howdy do.
and Josh. Still haven't thought of a good nickname for him yet, Huffman.
Let's go Lightning.
Let's go Lightning. Sure, why not?
I hate to burst your bubble though. I kind of want Avs to win just a little bit because they beat Oilers. So I'm like, okay, at least Oilers lost to the Stanley Cup winners. But it would be amazing to see Tampa Bay win it 4 times in a row, because then they'll be up there with the Islanders, I believe. New York Islanders was the last time that did it 4 years in a row.
Yeah, and they're up there for records for most postseason series run in a row. So not just a number of cups, but just number of series. So
Yeah.
I would like to see more of those. Plus, like Pat Maroon, because he was on the Blues when they won, and then was traded that season to the Lightning, and then won all of those cups with the Lightning. So, I mean, he's got a kind of a handful of cups himself. So, would like to see Pat Maroon continue, unless he gets traded someday in the future, in which case, no. But right now, I'm rooting for him.
Part of me wants to see him do 5, just like this one and next one to be the first ones to do 5. But that would be insane.
You guys are over here talking about 4 in a row and 5, and I just want the Vikings to win 1. Can I get that? Can I get that?
I don't think that the Vikings can win the cup.
I wanted the cup to go up north to Canada, and that didn't happen when the Oilers lost, unfortunately. So that would have been really cool if it would have been Oilers and Tampa Bay in the finals.
I don't know.
You and me, Josh.
Duking it out.
Fisticuffs.
From your couches.
Yeah.
I'd come over with my stick and gloves and throw him on the ground and then punch him.
There you go.
He would just grab his bat and hit you. So
I got a helmet somewhere in storage. I'll just whip that off as well.
Are you talking about the power armor helmet? That doesn't count. I don't think that counts.
No, I'm fighting with that on.
I'm saying I'll bring mine over, then we'll be fine.
Yeah,
because we both have it.
Yes.
All right, everyone. For the uninitiated, this is Nerdentity Crisis, your weekly video game podcast. You can find us every Monday, 6:30 p.m. over on twitch.tv/Nerdentity Crisis. Also, check out Podchaser, podchaser.com/Nerdentity Crisis. Links to our social media. Also, links to our Patreon, patreon.com/Nerdentity Crisis. If you feel like supporting us over there, we would very much appreciate it. If not, that is totally fine too. So just elephant in the room, for those who were waiting. I was very late with the episode last week. Life hit like crazy. You know how like the entire month of May, I was like, June is really gonna calm down, guys. June is
I
gonna
do recall that.
Not so much, but
I didn't even get a Instagram thing posted.
It's totally fine. Yeah, we all fucked last week. It was my fault. So
I uploaded YouTube on time. So
champion.
I came here on time.
Champion.
Adam showed up.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Tomorrow I have to work for a little while, and then I start vacation for the rest of the week. So that's exciting. So
yeah,
you going anywhere?
Any plans?
Yeah, I think we're gonna head to Austin, see some family members on my biological dad's side that I haven't seen in for fucking ever. Maybe take a trip up to Prior Lake. I don't know yet, so we'll see. We're just kind of playing it by ear. Might go visit Mr. Leif Dizer. I might do that too. So we'll see what happens. So kind of
as long as you fit it in between where he's like hanging doors and whatnot. So
exactly.
Make sure you phone ahead, schedule an appointment in between door hangings.
There you go. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. So I'm excited though. I'm very excited for vacation. But we'll kick off the episode as we always do with an listener questioner from Jacob that I don't appreciate very much. But hi, Jacob.
What up, Jacob?
Hi, Jacob.
I appreciate it.
I do too.
Jacob says, pick one animal that you would give the ability to fly that currently can't. please tailor your answers to ruin Ryan's day. So, tradition dictates that Adam answers first. Adam, what do you got?
So I'm trying to think of like when it would actually ruin Ryan's day, and the only time I can think of is like probably when he's outside not working or playing video games, so like with his dog or something. So I would say flying squirrels or something, just like bombarding
Yeah.
him and his dogs. And
That's
that would
not
be the
so
only
bad.
time that would actually like ruin his day. Or maybe like flying rats or something, but I can't imagine that would be like really
Yeah,
around there. Like
not so much.
you probably would never encounter them. So
Yeah. not
my
so much.
other option was, because you're in a very small town, is just flying pigs or cows, just because there's probably a lot
Yeah.
of like farmers
There are.
around, and like when you're going to work, there's like flying pigs or cows. Just
There
like
you go.
fuck, I gotta like stop and like wait for them. This is ruining my day, and like I don't know. Someone
That
like
would
a flying cow just shits on your car,
Yeah.
like versus a bird. Like yeah.
that would completely change the entire world's
Yeah.
setup for pasteurized animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you have to do. Like build like a cage, like that has a top on it. I don't.
Some sort of like a wireless thing, and they all have collars. Like I don't know. They
I'm
get to
kind
a
of
certain
now. I'm
point.
just picturing that like this change happens overnight, and like farmers wake up the next morning like, "What the fuck?
Just
What
flying
the fuck?
cows and pigs.
What the fuck?" Oh shit, that's awesome.
So
Uh,
those were my answers, I
there you go.
guess.
All right, Justin, what do you got?
So the first one that came to mind, just because I don't know how it wouldn't, but a Komodo dragon.
That would,
Because
that would
then
be,
we
you'll
actually
kind of
have
be.
flying
I
dragons.
was gonna say it'd be a dragon.
Yeah. I
It
think
can't,
that would be awesome.
it can't breathe fire or anything, but it'd be pretty dope. Be
It
pretty
just
dope.
spits acid
Yeah, it's
poison
Yeah.
at you. It's
basically
fine.
poison.
It's pretty much the
Um,
same.
But my answer that not only would ruin Ryan's day, but would ruin like every single person in the world's day, is if cats could fly. And think about how
That's
big
fair.
a dicks cats are, and
Yeah.
Just
they're just-
fly, scratch
yeah,
at
like
you.
think of getting attacked by birds on paths. Just think of a cat.
Yeah.
Cat's just chilling in a tree. You walk by, it just swoops you, claws in the back of the head.
I'll say your
Just
face.
imagine that's what like gargoyles actually are. It's just flying cats.
Oh my god.
Like
That's a
there are three cats. If they could fly, I don't know if I'd still want cats. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I wouldn't blame you one bit. Josh, what do you got?
Okay, so I kind of took some liberties with this one, that I assumed that if they could fly, they could also breathe air. So I got two answers, neither
Is
of
one
which I
megalodon?
think.
Okay.
No. These are real fish that currently exist. But I'm gonna need you to open a Google image search.
No,
Because you're not gonna know what either of these are. I don't think, unless you happen to be randomly into fish now.
Okay, go for it.
The sarcastic fringe head.
Say that again.
Sarcastic fringe head. Fringe and head are one word.
Oh no!
Oh my
thank
god,
you.
I
That's
can't.
smart
Specifically
pass.
with its open jaw.
Yep.
He looks so funny.
It is the predator in fish form.
It absolutely is. Or like the dinosaur that spits acid.
Oh yeah,
but
exactly.
underwater version of
Yeah.
it.
But I imagine
Is that
that
the
it can
dial-up?
breathe air and fly.
Okay, all right.
The other one is a goblin shark.
I've
That
seen those
sounds
before.
awesome.
It wouldn't be.
They're not creepy at all.
Goblin shark.
They're ugly as fuck.
Oh.
But can you imagine that flying at you, like
No.
in the middle of the night, like that?
In the middle of the night.
Yes.
I think the blobfish would be more scary.
I find blobfish hilarious looking.
Yeah, but imagine one just like you just look out your window and it just looks over at you as it floats by an office.
I just imagine it like just sliming, like
Yeah.
against the window.
Like, brah, we just had these cleaned.
I have to say, out of all your answers, Josh's ruins my day the most. That's the stuff of nightmares.
I figured it would impact you very little, but knowing
Yeah.
that exists
Just knowing
would
that it's out there.
would have existential crisis.
Yeah.
Sure, the likelihood is low, but
Yeah.
it's technically possible. And
Right. Okay, so mine, I picked something to piss hunters off. I picked deer. Like, no, well, not necessarily piss hunters off. I guess it might even be even a little bit better.
I was say just
Yeah.
change up the game a little
Yeah.
bit. Like,
But again, I'm picturing like an overnight thing. So somebody wakes up real early, drives out to a field, gets in a tree stand, and a deer flies by.
it's like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is going on?
Like,
They
I'm used
probably
to
alter.
Do you think-
turkey or something flying over like that
Yeah.
early, but
Do
not
you
a
think
deer.
they'd start fighting back? You think deer would start fighting back?
No,
Like,
not overnight.
like
Kind
just
of reminds me of like down south when they have people that fly them around in helicopters to go like boar hunting and stuff.
yeah, yeah. There you go.
But now people would just be flying around in helicopters chasing deer.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that
In a
was
feel
another
like-
thing I thought
helicopter.
of. Like,
yeah, I feel like there'd
think
be
about how
accidents.
many people hit deer with their cars every year, and all of a sudden, airplanes are smoking deer in the sky. Oof.
Yeah, hitting too
Oof.
many birds with a plane can bring a plane down. So like
Yeah,
a deer,
deer.
right to the engine, game over.
Oof. That'd be brutal. That'd be brutal. Change the airline industry. All right. Thank you. Thank you
That
very
was a
much.
fun question.
That was a good one. Thank you very much, Jacob. I appreciate it. Justin and Adams were annoyances for sure, but Josh's would scare the piss out of me. So I'd prefer not to have that. All
I
right.
just remind
Think
you
of the
every day.
a master predator that the cat is if it could fly on top of it.
Birds would stand no chance.
Dude,
Like they
Yeah,
can
right.
catch,
would be
they can catch
annoying because
birds.
there's so
now.
many of them. Like all the farm and city cats. Like, oh my god,
Right.
Yeah.
it'd be like
Very
pigeons.
That would be the real fear for planes right there.
Right. No shit.
It's like
Uh,
more cats than there are birds.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's talk about some video games. What are we playing now? I'm just gonna get mine out of the way because I had a crazy ass week. I played about 10 more hours of Persona 5. That's it. That's all I got going on. So working my way towards the end. Pretty boring. I apologize for that. We're gonna talk about Persona later. I'm so excited to talk about Persona later in the show.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, why? I wonder why. So, Josh, we'll go to you first. What have you been playing?
Genshin. But also, I started playing a game called Torn, Torn.
I
It's
saw you post that in the chat.
yeah, so it's a text-based online MMO type game, where you run like you are a criminal in like a GTA type universe, and you level up by like committing petty crime and attacking each other, and you can make factions to go to war against each other and make companies. It's pretty interesting. It's not a very interactive game, because they expect you to play it for a few minutes here and there every day, as opposed to like actively playing it constantly. But you like go in there, spend your energy on like the gym, which increases your battle stats. And if you sign in every day, then
It sounds like the old like TI like drug dealer games from like high school.
yeah, it's like an advanced version of that.
But like way more advanced, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that on steroids. And you got to sign in like every day for you to get paid for your job. Initially, I worked for the casino as a dealer, but then the person that referred me to the game, they had their own company, so I joined their company, and now I make twice as much as when I was a dealer. So, and so I need
Do you
to
get something if I say you referred me?
only if you reach level 10.
What's your in-game name? I'll put you down.
It's Huff and Stuff. You might need a friend code, in which case I will DM that to you.
This
Or
just says if a player told you about Torn, who was it?
okay, so that's probably fine.
My friend Josh.
But if you want to shoot me a code,
Bestest buddy in the whole wide world.
It's in the Discord chat with the four of us. So there's a link to a referral for it. That way, if you reach level 10, you can donate air quotes. You can give them money, and you get some perks and whatever. And so you get a free 30 days of those perks if someone you refer reaches level 10. I think it's every 10
Nice.
levels that they reach, then you gain the bonus. So
There you go.
I'm not throwing money at it. We'll see how interested I am in a week, a month, 3. But it's nice to have just you can do some crime on your phone while taking a poop, and you can also get together. Oops. I need to. I had one of those pop-ups that I need to force close. I have also an app or a plugin for my browser that will alert me when I have resources that I need to spend, because you only get so much energy. You have to wait for it to appear. So I just got a pop up that the stream probably saw of that I am max out on one of my stats, so I need to go spend that. But yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Nice.
And pretty low time investment, and it sounds like it gets more interesting the higher level you get. It unlocks more and more and more and more stuff, so you can grow your crime syndicate and start doing illegal stuff in game. And right now I'm doing I'm shoplifting and selling bootleg DVDs for money. So I'm pretty low scale on the crime front in the game, but you can it gets pretty insane, and you can unlock planes to go to other countries. It's a thing, but yeah, it's pretty fun.
Mean, every criminal's got to start somewhere. Josh, don't sell yourself short. Don't sell
Yeah.
yourself short.
You can't just jump to big intricate mob crimes, right away. You gotta sell some DVDs or something first, nobody just starts with murder, I don't think, right?
Right.
Well,
some probably do, but that's all right.
Yeah, I'm not them. But there's also a jail.
Nor is your Torn character.
Yeah. So there you can end up in jail if you get caught. There's a crime value, and the more you complete, the more likely you are to succeed at better crime. You can end up in the hospital if you are like me and attack someone that's way above level, and then they one hit you. So don't do that. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I'd recommend it.
Sweet. Very nice. Awesome. Justin, what about you?
So I was thinking about it, and I don't think that I've played a single game since.
Wow.
I played some phone stuff, but went to some indie races this weekend. Cam, his wife, and I left Thursday morning, and we didn't get home till I think I got back home at a little after 8 last night. So I have not done much for gaming, and still getting the new place set up and stuff. So sadly, for the next few weeks, my gaming may not be very existent, but I'll be back.
All right, sounds good. Well, you and I were both lame this week. That's all right. That's cool.
Yep.
Normally it's just me. Huzzah.
Yeah. I'm just glad I wasn't the only one. Adam, what about you?
I played a shit ton of Star Citizen this past week. Okay. I've been super into it. It's been a lot of fun. Did a bunch of bounty hunting and mercenary missions. Grinded my way up to 2 million credits and bought a mining ship. and started doing like this very lucrative but dangerous like mining, where you get like a specific ore that's used for fuel, but it's like really unstable, so you have to mine it carefully and like take it back to places really fast, because it will explode on your ship if it's like there too long. And it's been a lot of fun. I don't know, there's something about that game that's like the permadeath aspect of it, and just it's so vast and there's so much you can do. Like, goddamn, it's been a super fun game so far.
Cool. Very nice. Awesome.
But that's really all I've played this past week.
All right, fair enough. Cool. So that wraps up what are we playing now. So normally we would jump into some news. We're not going to do a traditional news this week because we had 3 showcases last week. Actually 4. Capcom just had theirs like an hour ago, but we didn't I figured we weren't going to have time to really go through that, so I don't have anything Capcom on my list, but
I started to peek through it and then realized I don't actually care about really any Capcom games, so
yeah.
I stopped.
Maybe some Monster Hunter games potentially, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
I'm sure Resident Evil, probably some more Street Fighter, but so we had kick things off. Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Showcase kicked it off last week on Thursday. And then Devolver Digital followed shortly that night. And then yesterday, Sunday, we had the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. So before, I kind of asked everybody to pick 3 to 5 games that they thought looked interesting or they're excited for, and we were going to discuss it. Before we get into specific games, did any of you have a chance to watch any of the showcases as a whole, or did you just nitpick trailers?
I nitpicked.
Okay.
Yeah, same. I guess same for
Fox.
me.
Yeah.
I didn't unfortunately even get to watch Devolver, so
Oh my God.
I'm gonna watch that tomorrow, but
Dude,
I didn't get a chance to watch that one.
it was their best showcase yet. I'm just gonna throw
Okay.
that out there.
damn.
It was
Damn.
Like, I wanted to dedicate like 2 hours
Yes.
or whatever to like watch the whole thing.
It's only
in
25 minutes.
What?
Yeah, it's short. 25 minutes.
Oh,
But
that's
25 minutes of fucking perfection. I'm just
okay.
gonna throw that out
Well,
there.
shit. I usually assumed that they were like an hour and a half
No.
at least, and
No, they cut it short.
okay.
But oh my God, hilarious, dude. Like, I love how they just make fun of the industry, like the whole
Okay.
show. One of my favorite jokes in there was, Jesus Christ, Annapurna just merged with Mountain Dew. And some other guy goes, they're gonna make a soft drink out of Journey. Like, I fucking the whole show, man. God, it was so good. Yeah, you have to watch the whole thing,
Okay.
Adam. But I just want to throw out there, for my list, I could have picked every single game they showed at Devolver Digital. Like, they all looked incredible. But I narrowed down to 2. So yeah.
Well, shit.
But Josh, you watched all of Xbox Bethesda. Without getting into specifics, as a whole, what are your thoughts? We'll say out of 5 stars, what are you gonna give it?
3.
Okay. I was at a 4. So
There was some things that I was very excited for, and there
Yeah.
was a bunch of stuff I just gave 0 shits about.
yeah.
And so it kind of averaged at. It was alright. I don't regret watching it. But like, if they took 1 or 2 things out of there, it would have been unbearable to me. So because there was so much stuff that I just really didn't care about. There was like, again, without getting too much into details, like a shit ton about the Forza games that I just
Oh my God, I can't wait to talk about that.
Cannot care less about.
You know, actually, let's fucking talk about. Unless, did you guys have Forza on your list, Justin or Adam? Okay,
Nope.
No.
let's
Nope.
talk about Forza for a second, because I'm glad you brought this up. Over half of that gameplay demo was talking about the environment, like more than half, and
Yep.
about how nice. Like, here's my okay, and it looked great. I agree, everything looked great. The water effects, the rocks, the trees. It's a fucking racing game. Do you care about
It's
how
all going
good?
so fast
Yeah,
by
do you
you.
care about how good a rock looks at 240 miles an hour as you're blowing by it? Like,
I do actually. I do actually
really?
care. Yeah.
Because he runs into him and stops, and he has
Yeah.
to look at them for a couple seconds and realize what he hit into, and then Oh no.
Well, it's like before that, you just played like since we had talked about Crazy Taxi in the past, that game. There's nothing more frustrating to me in a racing game where you hit something and like some things you hit, may break. Sometimes you hit something and it just instantly stops you or a thing. So like when the environment is done well and it looks right
Yeah.
and reacts right,
Right.
then it makes the game a lot more fun. So
Right.
I do think that's important.
I still just like they spent more time talking about the environment than the cars, didn't they? Am I wrong there? I'm pretty sure they did. Like way more.
Way,
I
way,
don't know,
way, way,
man.
way more. But I mean, Forza's are always been known for pretty good driving mechanics and like
Yeah.
tons of cars and things like that. So if we're talking like what's different between this Forza and the previous Forza,
Yeah.
maybe that is a big part of it. Um, but yeah, it was interesting that I don't remember the driving mechanics
Yeah.
like being talked about whatsoever. Um, but I just now I'm not a big racing fan,
Yeah, I never
so
have been.
like that's that should be factored into my opinion. But it felt like a
Yeah.
third of the Xbox showcase was Forza between like all of the different versions of Forza. And does anyone care 1/3 of that showcase amount?
Yeah.
Not me.
No. No way. Um I just yeah, I don't know, man. I thought that was a weird. The other thing I wanted to bring up, this was from the Summer Game Showcase, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I was alone in my house with my dog and I was laughing hysterically because before they showed the trailer, the head of Call of Duty, I can't remember her name, she came out and she was like, "We're taking Call of Duty to an area you've never seen before." And then they played the trailer, and I was like, I've played that exact same fucking thing in a Call of Duty game. Like, I remember pulling a boat up to an oil rig and fighting my way through an oil rig. I think it was from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the old one. And then you go to the ship afterwards, and the ship is rocking back and forth as they're trying to launch a missile. I was like, I've played that in a Call of Duty game before too. Like, I remember playing this, and I don't know, man. Like, how are people still playing Call of Duty games? Warzone will be exciting for a while. I'll agree, but I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I think for me personally, Xbox was a 4 out of 5. Devolver Digital was a 5 out of 5, and the Summer Game Showcase was like a 2 out of 5. Pretty
Since
disappointing.
we talked about Forza, I just had to throw out that the Lego or no Hot Wheels
Yeah,
expansion they have coming to Forza Horizon looks pretty fun.
yeah, it does.
I thought it looked like
And
Trackmania or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's what I immediately thought. I was like, "Oh, Trackmania." I was like, "No, no, it's not that. Oh, it's just someone copying it."
yeah,
but
right.
then the new Forza, what's the Forza just motorsports? Like
Yeah,
their more sim racing one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was watching a video on it and like holy shit, it looks
right.
the graphics are just getting so crazy.
It
Yeah,
looks like it is real. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
you see still images and you're like, okay, that's a real car. Is it? Is
yeah,
it a real car?
right.
Is this in game?
Oh fuck, but
Maybe
okay,
they'll have the
so
stinger.
yeah, they might have the stinger. You never know.
You never
Uh,
know.
Also randomly weird. The Pelican from Halo is in Microsoft Flight Simulator now. You can fly the Halo
Yeah,
Pelican.
yeah. I saw that.
That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
And then the only other awkward thing was The Rock showed up at one point during Summer Games Fest to talk about Black Adam and just did this really awkward plug of his energy drink. That was really weird. I don't know.
Shit, what is that called?
Zoa.
Yeah, Mike. We have a coworker who I think he's also Islander,
Oh, really? Okay.
but he's kind of a bigger dude too, and
Samoan, yeah.
he just like loves The Rock, kind of. So whenever he came out with that energy drink, he bought a fuck ton of them and brought them in for us all to try, and like
How were
we
they?
just cracked them all and put them in different like cups to try the flavors. I don't know. They're an energy drink. Like
Just
they all
alright,
taste
yeah,
the same to
right,
me
Right.
now.
Yeah.
right.
Like Monster and Red Bull are the only two distinct ones. Otherwise, all the other brands, they all
Just tastes
like.
the
I
same.
wouldn't be surprised if they're all literally canned in the exact same factory.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure.
It's all slurm. It's coming from a weird animal insect thing.
Right.
See, I'm all right with that. All right
Okay.
with slug,
uh
slug
oh,
slime.
right. Okay, so let's talk about some specific games that we were excited for. I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of somebody will start listing off their games. If you had that game on your list as well, just say, "Hey, I had that one too," and we'll just kind of discuss. Um, Adam, you want to kick us off? What's one of the games you have on your list?
The first one I had was kind of a weird one, but Witchfire. We didn't see much about
I
it,
don't know if I remember that one.
but for it being a first-person shooter, kind of a little bit interesting take. Kind of, I don't know. There's something about it just little interesting to me. Witchfire.
Oh, it looks kind of. Oh, I do remember this one now.
So
Okay,
this
okay.
game was announced like a million years ago, and then we never
Was it?
saw anything about it, and so I kind of forgot that it existed.
And then it came out a little bit more, and I was like, okay, a little bit more intrigued. Still not much to it, but something about it piqued my interest.
I was kind of
Yeah.
curious, like what style of it's obviously a first-person shooter, but like beyond that, like what is
Mhm.
Well,
this game?
you're. It's a first-person shooter, but you're fighting people with like swords and stuff. I thought that was interesting. Like,
Yeah, like skeletons and zombies and like
yeah,
very
Mhm.
fantasy-esque.
I mean, we saw a lot of very bizarre games. I mean, I even had one that I had to throw out on a shit list of just like, what the fuck? But there was a lot of weird
there was.
games this time around.
And
So
there was a lot of similar games too, which we'll get into.
yeah, and I mean, some
Yeah.
that you're obviously gonna just like, okay, that reminds me of something else that wasn't very great, and this doesn't look very great. Like, I'm gonna move on. There was plenty of those games, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, what's your next game?
Cupheads,
Yeah, dude.
the delicious last course.
Yeah,
It
fuck
looked
yeah.
so good. Can't wait.
Is that online multiplayer yet? Is it still couch co-op only? Do you know? Because
Either
Leif and
way,
I
I
were
feel
gonna
like
play.
I,
Yeah,
I hope they do like some sort of like online co-op, so like Cat can play it on the Steam Deck and I can play it on PC, and
right.
like we can actually finally play that game like a really good co-op feel to it.
That's a
So what's
DLC, not like a full game, right? Or
yeah.
am I
Well, it
okay?
sounds like it's basically a full game,
It's
but it's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think
But
it
like a
sounds like there's a
huge
tons of games.
DLC, right?
She said it's like it's got its own world you go through,
Hmm.
and yeah. So
Nice.
I probably talked about this numerous times on this show, so I apologize. But if we have any new listeners, when I went to E3 back in 2018, 2019, the coolest thing we did there was go to the Cuphead thing at the Microsoft Theater, and there were actually two artists on stage, and they were hand drawing as they were talking about the game and like flipping through. It was so awesome just to see how the process works,
That's neat.
Yeah.
and like two animators just drawing one character doing like a twirl. That was 45 minutes, and that entire game is hand drawn. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Holy
And
shit!
and I think that's what I loved so much about it
Yeah,
is like the attention to detail and the just passion behind it in the old style. I've always loved old style animation, claymation, puppetry, like
right.
the real manual sort of stuff versus how everything is very computer based and a little bit more easy. There's something about that like doing it the old way, and
Right.
it's just amazing. So that
There
looked
you go.
awesome. Very excited about that one.
Yeah, fuck yeah. What do you got next?
High on Life because it
Yeah, I
looked
have that one
again
too.
bizarre as fuck,
Yes, that's on
but
my list too.
also kind of reminded me of like maybe like Abe's, or it was like what are the Abe's Odyssey, the
Odyssey.
bounty hunting one,
Yeah.
where you had like the weird animals as your animate or use your ammo, and like I don't know, just something about that like kind of brought me back to like an old school feel of that, and it just looked weird and bizarre, but
I
kind of fun.
That's the
I
Justin
also love
Roiland
how
game, right?
yeah, Justin Roiland, yeah. I love how Justin Roiland too, he's just like, I'm gonna do the Morty voice and everything. I don't give a fuck. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm doing the Morty voice everywhere.
Yeah.
Like my only concern is I hope it doesn't get too annoying. You know what I mean? Like I can see that getting
Yeah.
old relatively quick, but it looks like a fucking blast to play, man. Like it
Yeah.
looks like it would be a lot of fun. That's on my list too. Very, very nice pick.
And then before I say my last one that I'm really excited about, I'm gonna do my one that I was least excited about, kind of most like what the fuck, Overwatch 2. What
Yeah.
what? I'm
It
really super confused when I
yeah,
watched it
right.
because I know we've talked about it in the past, but like I had to dig in deeper, and I'm just like, how is this in Overwatch 2?
It's a
Like I don't even,
DLC.
at not even
Well, at
that.
least it's free to
It's
play
an
now.
update.
Yeah.
Like I don't even. It's not even a DLC. I was
Yeah.
just like,
Justin brought up a good point. It's free to play now, which was the right move. Obviously, they had to
yeah,
do that
Because they
because
were, yeah, they were gonna charge. But I mean, you know, they're gonna have all of their exact same tactics for
oh,
their
for sure.
loot boxes or crates or whatever. But
Yeah. Speaking. Well, we'll get to because that might be on somebody's list, so I don't want to bring up the other game they showed off.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I agree. Well, first of all, it was like Overwatch 2 was just like a blurb. Like it was just a little quick.
yeah.
Yeah, just done and over. They introduced a new character, I guess, which I've never
For
played.
Blizzard announcing a sequel to an amazing FPS game when it came out, like
Yeah,
I feel like I put a ton of hours when that first came out and
yeah,
had a lot of fond memories playing that game. For it, like being a sequel to that, it was the most underwhelming thing I've ever seen
right,
in my life.
right. Yeah, I actually they announced another game that I also thought was super underwhelming, but I don't want to say in case it's on somebody's list. We'll get to that later. But did you have anything else, Adam?
I'm they obviously showed more about Starfield, and I'm intrigued because I've been playing Star Citizen,
Okay.
and obviously I've been playing a lot of like No Man's Sky, and like I've just there's something about like the space exploration games that I'm really
Okay.
intrigued, and I'm glad they finally showed more. So I am intrigued about the game. I'm still, skeptical of what is actually going to turn out with it, but I'm glad
Okay.
we see a little bit more than versus like someone taking off from a planet and like that's
Right.
it. Like it's just all we got before. At least we got like a different biomes and some
Yeah.
interactions and some space flight, and
Okay.
we'll see. I'm more excited than we were before, but that's still like at like a 3 out of 10. Like,
Okay.
so
So was Starfield on Josh or Justin's list?
No, in fact, it would
Josh.
be on my list of disappointments.
Okay.
Um,
Let's talk about it
that's
then.
Go
fine.
ahead.
Like I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like it was gonna be like Outer Wilds, but like not even as good. Like it still looked worse than Outer Wilds. Like it didn't have a personality to it, just very bland. But I don't know.
So
I've been playing
what's
Caleb
Star
said.
Citizen, so
Caleb says in chat. So thoughts on Showcase ending with No Man's Sky, but running at 24 FPS.
See,
Uh,
that's exactly. You know what's crazy? No Man's Sky was trending on Twitter after the showcase, because I'm with Josh 100%. I was more excited for Starfield before I saw this. Like,
hmm.
it
just
looked
everything Todd Howard said was No Man's Sky reveal. Like back when No Man's Sky launched, it was the exact same talking points. I mean, all of it. And in the gameplay, when he pulls out his little like fucking laser thing to mine ore, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is fucking No Man's Sky. Like, what is going on? And then when he really lost me was there's over 1,000 planets. I was like, nope, nope, no, thank you. I'm
and
not.
99% of them are boring as fuck.
Yes, right. I'm not on board. But what do you got, Josh?
It looked kind of like a Fallout game if Fallout had none of the personality.
Yeah,
Uh,
Yeah,
it
right.
just looked. Maybe just what they showed off was not ideal, but everything just looked really boring.
yeah,
Like all of like the gunplay, all of the like I don't know exploration. It just seemed like devoid of personality. I don't know. It's partially in the fact that they're showing off a very small snippet of what will be a large game.
Yeah.
But my fear is kind of to Ryan's point that it's so large that I'm afraid it's going to be size for the sake of size. Like, it doesn't need to be a bigger game if there's the same amount of content as Skyrim
Right.
or Fallout 4
Right.
or something. Now, I think by and large, they have pulled off multiple highly successful, very, very good open world games with Fallout 4 and Skyrim and, things like that. And so if anyone were to do it, they would probably be up there, but I don't know. It just looked so fucking boring.
I don't know. Really, after Fallout 76, you have to take everything Todd Howard says with a grain of salt. Like, you just have to. I mean,
if you trusted Todd Howard before Fallout 76, then you have not been paying attention to what Todd Howard says.
right.
Caleb said the whole time Todd was talking, I just had Sweet Little Lies playing in my head. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. He's the used car salesman of video games. Like, he absolutely
Yeah.
is.
And I mean,
I
all of the things that he said, I can imagine being correct. None of them were
Yeah.
like so far out there that they could never back up. They could have that
Right.
many planets. I'm not concerned about the quantity of planets. I'm concerned about what to do in those planets. Is there going to be
Right.
a need?
The quality of them. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Obviously.
when you have 1,000 planets, I don't know who's spending the time to make all 1,000 of those as interesting as each other. There's going to be some
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
are like major requirements for quests, and there's going to be other ones that exist purely so that they can say that there's 1,000 planets on there.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like No Man's Sky, where there's like 8 quadrillion planets or whatever, and they're kind of all just blend together and stuff. So
yeah,
You have
yeah,
to imagine, even with 1,000 planets, a huge chunk of those have to be procedurally generated, just like No Man's Sky, right? Like, you'd imagine.
yeah.
And then, as long as the game can tell you, hey, there's actually shit on this planet you're going to want to check out, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just throw a fucking dart at a board and be like, oh, I'm going to this planet. And then hopefully I find something. And there's 1,000 of these, you know? I don't know, man.
I hate resource collection games. Getting back to the punching trees thing.
Yeah.
And so even if there is like a interface in your ship that's like, you need the ore from this planet. If I'm collecting ore, I have already disliked that game to some extent.
Right.
That's not always the case. There are games in which I have to collect resources, but the thought of flying to some barren planet so that I can punch rocks just, I don't know. I'm less excited for this game before when we knew nothing.
I'm with you. 100%.
So
Justin, you've been quiet. Did you have any thoughts?
I'm kind of in the exact same boat as you guys with how this all went down previously. I'm very hesitant to believe anything,
Yeah.
at least for a game like that, and see more on it. That's like, at this point, I've spent so much time in No Man's Sky. I think I'd rather just play that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The good news is
it works and you can actually do fun stuff.
the good news is Game Pass. It's coming to Game Pass day one. So you can check it out if you want to without having to shell out 60, $70 or whatever it's going to be.
is
So
it
that's
a
the good news.
console exclusive though? Like, is it coming to PC?
Yes, it is coming to PC.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank God. I thought
Yep.
when they said it was a console exclusive that also implied it was not going to PC, and I'm like, I guess I just will never play this game ever then. But
I'm pretty sure goddamn near every game they showed was going to PC.
I mean, I would hope so. Like, I
Oh,
mean,
no, Windows. Microsoft Windows. You're good.
okay, cool.
Yeah, you're good.
Because that would, I mean, it's the same reason I haven't played any of the like PS5 exclusives because
Right.
I refuse to buy a PS5 for those games. You know, if
Yeah.
PS5 come down a couple years from now, and yeah, maybe I can see myself picking it up, but
Yeah.
I didn't own an Xbox One.
Right. Right. Okay, so Justin, we'll go to you next. What games did you have on your list that you were excited about?
So the only two that I wrote down that really stuck out to me was Angerfoot.
Fuck yes, dude. That's on my
I
list
thought
too.
Angerfoot looked,
Devolver
uh,
Digital, Josh.
Oh, okay,
yeah, it
I missed
just
their showcase.
it when you watch it, I bet you'll also be. It's all about kicking.
Yeah. It just looks like
I mean, there's like the
nonstop
shooting, but
insanity. Yeah.
and then
It
to
looks
finish it off,
madness.
the final bit of the video of it just had these like I don't know dudes in like Slav Adidas tracksuits
Yeah.
just like dancing. I was like, oh yeah, I could get behind this. And then the
Uh,
other one was Skate Story.
Okay, I figured that was gonna be on your list. I was like, oh, that's a Justin game for sure.
Yeah, it
which one?
looked Skate Story. Just
Another
like
Devolver. Yeah.
graphically, it looked I don't know trippy and fun, and we'll have to see what it's actually like. But one thing I liked about the Devolver one is a lot of the games seem like they're also going to Switch.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they like to publish on multiple platforms. I mean,
Yeah.
Devolver is the best indie publisher in all of video games, hands down. It's not even fucking close. So they like to go to a lot of places, which is exciting. But yeah, Angerfoot, man, I didn't put Skate Story down. It's just not my type, I guess. But uh, Angerfoot looks so good, man. It looks like so much fun, and I can't wait to play that one. Um, okay, so we'll go to Josh next. Josh, what do you got on your list?
So I've got Scorn.
Okay,
Uh,
that did look interesting.
it's like an
We've just seen
HR
very little of
Geiger.
it.
Yeah, but the little I
Yeah.
saw looked dope.
And the
Mhm.
fact that it launches soon, that's kind of weird to me.
Yeah, I would have liked to see more since it's kind of
Yeah.
around the corner, but I love HR Geiger, Giger. I never remember how to pronounce their name. It looks like the old school Alien films, and honestly, from like the weird architecture, the very grotesque monsters, and I mean, even yourself is like fairly grotesque. Um, it looked like a dope horror game. I have no
Is that
idea.
single player? Do you know?
I would
I think
assume
so.
so. I would assume
Yeah.
so, but I don't actually know. So I think the atmosphere is looks very, very up my alley. Single player horror, uh, like nightmarish sort of stuff. Absolutely, but uh, but yeah, I would like to know more about it. But everything I saw, it looked dope.
Okay.
The one that I didn't mention that I didn't actually, I got an email for a new gameplay trailer this weekend, but my Caleb said single player, yeah. But Nightingale,
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't see the gameplay trailer of that, but
It looked, yeah, it needed
Looks like
more,
pretty
but
fun. Yeah. Um. Okay, so Josh, what do you got next?
Cocoon.
Okay. I
So
don't
this
know
was
if I
a
remember.
relatively smaller game. It had some like serious journey type vibes, but it's a puzzle platformer type
Oh, was that
game.
the one from the makers of Limbo and Inside? I think.
Yeah, I
I
believe
think I
so.
remember that one.
I believe
Yes.
yeah,
Yep.
so.
I
Okay.
Yeah.
think that's right.
Um, and it was very I mean, they don't I don't know what the storyline is going to be, if anything, but like all of the puzzle mechanics look pretty cool, and just generally, they're very good at having very atmospheric games, where they kind of draw you in like to the world that you're in. So I thought that looked pretty sweet.
Yeah, they're really known for like not like Inside doesn't have a single line of dialogue in the entire game, and the ending is very open to interpretation of what it all means, and it's a mind fuck. It's just fucking the ending's insane. But I love those kind of games. So I don't think I
Yeah.
ever played Limbo all the way through, but Inside was a super good game. Really good.
Limbo is very good. I would recommend
Yeah.
it for anyone who likes that kind of genre. But
Hell yeah.
and then the
Um,
last one I had on my list is some games coming to PC. Don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they're made by Atlas.
yeah, sure are.
I don't know if we want to talk about that right now or if
Let's
we want to.
fucking do it.
Okay,
Yes.
so some of the Persona games are
3, 4, and 5.
3, 4, and
Yep.
5, and the mobile game, the
The
Persona
portable
Portable,
3.
yeah,
Yeah.
Portable
Yeah.
3. So I still have not played 5. I would love to play 5, but it's not on PC. And
Right.
so we were just talking like a couple of episodes ago about like, is that the one? Is the Switch one the same game? Because I would like to play
Yeah.
it. I just don't really have a way of doing that.
Right.
So I will play the shit out of Persona 5 when it
Right.
comes out, which I think October 21st, I think is.
21st. Yep.
But I already own Persona 4. But I have not beaten it yet, but I kind of just want to play Persona 5 because it is widely regarded as the best in the series.
Yeah.
Even though they all have pretty high regards, Persona
Yeah.
5 is way higher on that list. So that's one thing I'm very excited for, which is funny that like in my top 3 most exciting would be a game that came out years ago.
Yeah.
But
Because
it
it's
is what it
so good.
is. But I'm pretty excited for those to actually get a chance to play 5.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, this is a brilliant move for Atlas, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
Game Pass. You have a first of all, I'm sure they got a lot of fucking cash to bring their games to Game Pass, like a lot of money. Which is why I saw a lot of people on Twitter were pissed off that it's not like 4 golden and 3 portable weren't coming to Switch or PlayStation. They are. They absolutely are. But Microsoft threw all the fucking money at them, so they got to announce it. So
Yeah.
there's no way they're not coming to these other things.
They might also be
But
launch exclusives, like we're gonna
yeah,
launch on this, but in
yeah,
6 months
right.
it's fair game or whatever.
But
Yeah.
this was the surprise of the show. I'd never in a million years would have guessed this. Ever. Never would have guessed Atlas was coming to Xbox or PC. So that's fucking awesome.
I think my
And I
text
think
to y'all was something to the extent of, "Oh fuck, Atlas."
yeah, I just said
Mhm.
I said oh my god 3 times. I was like,
Yeah, I
"Oh
think
my
you did.
god."
Yeah.
So but Persona to me is one of those it's one of those types of games where like when Persona 5 released, it wasn't even on my radar. Like wasn't even on my radar. I never even would have looked at it. But then I saw I was getting just insane reviews. And for the more casual gamer, it's 100-hour slog to get through that game. So
Mhm.
are you gonna spend money on that? Maybe not. If it's on Game Pass, you're gonna play it. Fuck yeah, you are. And I think a lot of people are gonna fall in love with Persona who've never played it before. I mean, it's my Persona 5 Royal is my favorite game of all time. I'm on my 3rd playthrough right now. Like it's that fucking
Which is
good.
crazy to me.
Well, here's the deal. Like even if you're not gonna play this game all the way through, you should check it out just to A, listen to the soundtrack, and B,
Oh, the soundtrack is so good.
it's my favorite soundtrack in any game.
It's
Oh,
so
it's
good.
awesome. And then
All of the Persona soundtracks are fucking
oh, for sure.
amazing. 4 and
For sure.
5. I haven't even
But then
played 5, but I've listened to the soundtrack
yeah,
like a
right?
ton of times.
But like even just look at like just play it a while to look at the art style too. Like it's so different and it's just awesome. God, I love that fucking game. But I think there's gonna be a lot of new Persona fans thanks to this, and I'm really excited for that because Atlas deserves everything and more. They're a phenomenal studio, so that's really really exciting. Okay, so you wrapped up, Josh?
I actually have one more honorable mention. It
Okay, go
didn't
for it.
necessarily add or remove anything for me. It was just more of kind of what I expected. But there was a gameplay trailer for Warhammer 40K
Yeah,
Death Tide or Dark Tide. I can't remember
Dark
what the
Mm.
Tide.
name. And, and it's a 40K version of Vermintide. That's what it is.
Yeah, right.
And I don't say
I've been
that
looking
as
forward to that.
Yeah,
same. I don't say that as like a diss, that it's like copy it. It's just Vermintide was dope, and I love the 40K universe, and so this is just great. So it didn't really add anything. It wasn't like I was shocked or surprised or excited. It was just it. I still want it, so it gets an
yeah.
honorable mention. But
There you go. Very nice. Okay, so mine, I have one more game from Devolver Showcase, and that is Plucky Squire. It just looks like you're playing in like it looks like a variety of different types of gameplay. First of all, like you're playing in a storybook, which is really cool. And then it kind of switches to like it's like top down, but then you can also switch to like third person. It just looks like a lot of fun. It just looks really different and unique, and I'm very excited for that one. Um, then another one from the Xbox Showcase as Dusk Falls. So I really love just narrative driven games, and this looks like something really different. I'm really excited for that one as well. That should be a lot of fun. Next one I have Redfall. I can't believe that wasn't on anybody's list. That seemed like another Justin game, in my opinion. I was kind of thinking Justin was gonna have that 4-player co-op.
Oh, I did
Fight,
look this one up.
yeah, fighting vampires. It's 4-player co-op. It kind of
I
looked a little like Borderlandsy, so like a cross between Borderlands and Fallout a little bit. But I thought it looked like it would be fun. I'm obviously gonna play it single player because that's how I do things. But
I kind of hated it.
did you really?
Yeah. I thought that the like dialogue on it was super campy and not in a
I think
great way.
I think that was just for the trailer, don't you? Like,
But
do you think that's
my
in?
my fear is if that is what they're doing for the trailer, there's more of that personality and like shit in the game.
Gotcha.
And my fear is I think like if all four of us got it and we played like in a Left 4 Dead style, all of us, I think the game would be good. Maybe not great. I think it would be all right.
Yeah.
But playing it solo and having the bots play the other character, I can't
Is
imagine that
that
being
a
good.
thing? Is there bots playing the other characters?
I think
Yeah,
that
you could do the
I
you could do
think
the other Left 4 Dead games. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
well,
I couldn't. I couldn't
I don't know
tell.
that it is exactly a Left 4 Dead game, but
Mm.
it's like you have four people who have four different like skill sets, and then you work together to kill all the vampires. The way that I understood it is that those characters are always there. That it's not you play a character and other people can join you if you have multiplayer. I was under the impression it was a four people group, regardless of how many players you had.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so I I don't know. I think like this also the style of it being Borderlands, but also vampires clashed in
Yeah.
my brain that it didn't look funny, but it also didn't look scary.
Right.
It was like, oh, and I'm hoping to be wrong that it's one or the other, um, but I think a lot of that was just the voiceover, like the bullshit, like I bet you're wondering how we got into this mess. Well,
Record scratch.
yes. So I feel like that could have done poorly, and that
Okay.
could have played poorly in my brain. But watching it, because I won't remember the reveal like a year ago, maybe, and it looked pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But this is another game I was less excited for after
Okay.
I watched
All
the
right.
trailer.
Fair enough. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I love Arcane Studio. Dishonored and Dishonored 2 were both awesome games. Obviously, I fucking hated Deathloop. That's no secret. So hopefully it's more like Dishonored than Deathloop. Let's hope. So we'll see what happens on that one. Then my last one. we have a listener question to go along with it. Christian writes in, "Hi Christian."
What up,
What
Christian?
up, Christian?
Christian says, "Hey gents, how good does Callisto Protocol look? This is absolutely the spiritual successor to Dead Space, and I can't fucking wait." Well, Christian, I'm with you 100%. I was a little on the fence about it for a while, but now that I've seen more gameplay, I'm in. I'm ready. It's absolutely, you're 100% right. Spiritual successor to Dead Space. The game director for Callisto Protocol was the game director on Dead Space. Um, and Dead Space 1, in my opinion, is the best survival horror game ever made. 2 and 3 kind of dropped off a little bit, but um, I'm super excited for this one. This wasn't on anybody else's list, which is kind of surprising.
It was on my list, but I knew we had questions on it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
we talked about that last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did a little bit. Yep. But we actually got like full gameplay, which I wanted to see. Like hands-on gameplay. So, um, I think it's gonna be awesome, man. I hope it's gonna be awesome. We have the Dead Space remake coming soon too, so um,
One thing I was
yeah.
excited about with the gameplay is, in my opinion, one of the reasons why Dead Space 1 was such a success is they went into the design to be entirely based around the sound in the game.
Yeah.
They wanted it to sound as creepy and terrifying. So everything makes noise. Everything is just like, I've like really draws you in. And when I was kind of thinking about that while watching the gameplay,
Right.
and they absolutely kept like the same sound design of trying to make it as creepy and terrifying. You know, all the doors make like scraping noises when they close and open. You know,
Right.
everything is just designed to the teeth to just sound amazing, and in a terrifying, horrible kind of way.
Right. Right.
So
But I mean, even like the death animations, very Dead Space. Like very Dead Space.
when he was like curb stomping the thing he had just shot to like finish it
Yeah.
off, I'm like, that's Dead Space. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, I'm super excited for it too. I think it's gonna be really good. So one more listener question to kind of go along with this, and then we'll get on to conspiracy theory. Well, I want to make one more point. The best, and I forgot to bring this up earlier. The best thing about the Microsoft showcase was at the very beginning of the show. They said these are all these games you're going to see tonight are games you can expect to play within the next 12 months. Like it wasn't like here's Elder Scrolls you'll play 6 years from now. Here's, you know what I mean? So, and are some of them going to get delayed? Of course they're going to get delayed, I'm sure. But you at least have an idea of, okay, these are close. It's not like they showed off Fable and Perfect Dark the year before, which Perfect Dark sounds like it's just in worse development hell than Halo Infinite, which is kind of scary. But at least we know that everything that they showed relatively close. So I'm excited. That I thought that was a smart move. Um, but one more listener question and chat. If you got any games you were excited about, go ahead, throw it in chat. We'll talk about it quick. But last up, just to kind of wrap up, Pistol Pete writes in, "Hi, Pistol Pete."
What up,
Pistol
Pete?
Pete.
Pistol Pete.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew,
Versus
pew, pew,
reading a
pew.
book. Versus reading a book, and all of a sudden I just see out of my periph. She sticks out her hand and
Nice. Pew, 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 pew. Give me.
Pistol Pete says, "Hey guys, with the in quotes E3 showcase out of the way now, what is your new most anticipated game for 2022? I honestly don't care what Xbox has to show.
Pistol Pete.
Nothing is going to beat Callisto Protocol." Another Callisto Protocol fan. Okay, so now that we kind of have a better idea of how 2022 is going to go, Justin, we'll go to you first. Do you have a most anticipated game for the rest of the year?
I mean, I don't know when it'll happen, but it's still probably Masquerade.
Yeah. Which is it still slated for 2022?
Honestly, I don't
Hopefully.
know.
Yeah, I have no idea either. Hopefully, but okay. So we got Masquerade. Josh, where are you at?
Gonna have to update mine to Honkai Star Rail. It, I'm somewhat joking. It's made by MiHoYo, the same company that made Genshin. but it's
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
it's like a
All right.
sci-fi game. It was at Summer Games Fest trailer for it,
Oh, okay.
but
All right.
I have no intention of actually playing that game. So I'm sticking with Stalker 2 as
That's 2023 now. They
is
delayed
it?
it.
I was thinking it was
Yeah,
December
it's
still.
official.
In that
No, there's
case,
magically it's gonna come out. They're gonna be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
we're gonna make the December deadline. We had to move
Surprise.
from Ukraine
Yeah.
because of a war. Our whole team band together, and just like Stalker, made a miracle happen.
Yeah, I don't know
yeah.
about that.
See,
That'd be great.
You never know.
I
The
knew it
miracle,
probably wasn't going to come out this year, but I didn't see
Yeah.
anything official yet.
Right.
So I would say that Callisto Protocol is up there on
Okay.
just because I love Dead Space. I never played Dead
Hell
Space
yeah.
3, but Dead Space 1 and 2 were
You
dope.
can skip Dead Space 3 to
That's
be
that's
honest.
what I've
So
heard. So
yeah.
I think I own it. Even never played it. So
Yeah. All right, very cool. Adam, what do you got?
for games like most excited for, I don't know, a little bit more excited for Starfield now. I know you guys
Okay.
aren't, but I'm like praying that it's going to be more like a Skyrim in outer space, and like those 1,000 things actually have somewhat of a personality. And I mean, who knows? I really hope that 76 they learn from it and they do a little bit better, even though I still enjoyed 76 when it came out, but whatever. We'll see. I'm hopefully skeptical, I guess.
Right.
I
Right.
hope I'm wrong. I hope that
I
Yeah,
do
like
too.
all of
I
my
do too.
fears are
Absolutely.
unfounded,
Yeah.
because it would
but
be really ambitious and amazing if it is good. And so
yeah,
I'm hoping that's the case. But
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
Though I
Um.
also hope they're putting all their eggs in the last Elder Scrolls basket, and I hope they're just all of that is amazing. I don't care if Starfield's that great, as long as the last Elder Scrolls is amazing. Then
Yeah.
I don't care. You have justified all of the terrible games you've come out with the past handful of years, as long as that game is good.
There you go. So my most anticipated game is actually a game that wasn't in any of these showcases. I still just have this gut feeling that Forspoken is going to be something special. I just got a feeling, and I'm very excited to play that one. New team, completely new IP. I don't know. I got a feeling, man. So that's the one I'm definitely most excited for so far for the rest of the year, which I think it's September release date if I remember right, so not too far off. Um
I kind of want to jokingly say Battlefield 2042's season one.
when it's
I
actually
don't
going
know
to
why
be
you would
ready to
joke.
play.
That sounds great.
So it'll actually be ready to play this time. Yeah. So Um, the last thing I wanted to bring up, what because I forgot to bring it up earlier, the game that does not need to exist, but that's not going to stop me from buying it and playing the fuck out of it, is The Last of Us Part One. Like they showed off the complete ground up rebuild of The Last of Us Part One. Didn't need it. Didn't need it at all.
No,
But I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna play it. So, one of the best games ever made. So they're gonna get my money. I mean, they're absolutely gonna get my money. So.
I said that
All
was going to
right.
be announced at the PlayStation State of Play, and I was off, but not. I was so
You weren't off.
close. I was
Yeah,
so
you were
close.
close. Definitely close. I like how too it got leaked hours before they actually showed it, which kind of sucked. But um,
I'm also
and
sad
then
that the Banjo Kazooie leak wasn't actually true.
yeah, I
Very
know that
sad.
sucks.
Very sad.
I
I
was
know.
looking for it and I didn't see it.
Yeah, that's the only
Uh,
reason I think I like said I was watching like the Xbox thing live. That's the only
yeah,
reason. I don't give a shit about any of those games, but I'm like, new Banjo's going to get released. Like, ooh, I'm watching this. The hype
yeah,
is real. And then I just got hyped for Persona instead. So it worked out. It worked out.
right, right. The other thing was we kind of talked about Blizzard earlier and how Overwatch 2 was just a weird reveal. I think Diablo 4 was weirder than Overwatch 2. Like I get you're showing off the necromancer, but like,
hmm
I mean, was there any hype for that? I feel like that should have been bigger. You know what I mean? Like that should have been towards the end or very beginning of the show, not just smack dab in the middle. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of an odd.
They were doing
reveal.
similar things with the other classes. The interesting thing is they mentioned that this was like the 6th and final class or whatever.
Yeah, the final class.
But correct me if I'm wrong, none of them are new.
No, they're all from
All from
the
like Diablo
druid, the
2,
assassin, sorceress,
Amazon.
barbarian, necromancer, right?
Yeah, I think
So-
so. So it's like the Diablo 2 class list, but none of like the Demon Hunter, none of like
Right.
the stuff from. They just like pretended like Diablo 3 didn't exist, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was interesting that they've are bragging so much about that they have the classes from the game from 20 years ago.
Right. All right. So
The
that'll
Necros,
wrap.
who I am playing in the mobile. Well, I
really?
already kind of gave up on the mobile after
Yeah.
our last podcast. I was annoyed.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Diablo 4, I read somebody data mined similar loot boxes and crazy shit are going to be in Diablo 4, it sounds like, which is really sad. So
Not surprised.
yeah,
That's
not
why it was
either.
not on my list. I was so
Yeah.
annoyed with the Diablo mobile game that I did not list the Diablo 4 on my. Even though the cinematic trailer for Diablo 4 that they released, like 2 years ago now, still, I
Right.
can't stand up after watching that.
Yeah. Right.
That's how good that trailer is.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll wrap up our quote unquote news section. Justin, do we have a conspiracy theory for tonight?
Do we have a conspiracy theory for tonight?
All right, let's do it. We're gonna do conspiracy theory. If I recall, Justin got his first victory ever last week. So
I
let's
think
see
you
if-
all three won, and I did not,
Yeah,
if I
yep.
recall. Yeah.
So we're gonna see if Justin can stretch that streak to 2 in a row. I believe in you, Justin.
Hopefully y'all are keeping score.
You could all go to a streak of 2 because you all won last week.
Did we all fail the week before? I haven't been keeping track, to be honest
I
with
think
you.
so.
All I remember
I
is Justin
definitely
was
did.
so
I
excited.
haven't kept track.
All right, are we ready for her?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Hello.
Hello.
Conspiracies say that Rudolph Fens, a man killed in a traffic accident in 1950, was what? A reptilian from Alpha Centauri. B, a time traveler from 1876. C, a crisis actor. Or D, a leading member of the Illuminati.
I'm going B right away. I was thinking time traveler. That's where my
B.
mind
Yeah,
went
I was
right
going
away.
B as well.
Well, I gotta be different. I'm gonna go A just to be different. I'm gonna go
You're
reptilian.
going A?
Yeah, I just want to be different. I think you're probably right with B, but I'm going A.
3 of us B, 1A.
Yep, it's B.
Hey,
Hell yeah.
hey.
Let's go.
I
was
think
like
I even-
immediately for some reason I was just thinking like time travel. Even before answers, I was like time traveler.
I think
Yeah,
I
figured as
actually
soon as-
know this one. So
As
I've
soon
heard
as
it
she said
before.
time traveler, I was like, yeah, that's probably it. I wanted to go against the grain a little bit. All right. So, looks like we got 2 listener questions left, right? Yeah, we got 2 left. First up, no, we did Piss Pete. I lied.
Yep.
Nope, Caleb.
Caleb writes in. Hi, Caleb.
What up,
What up,
Caleb?
Caleb? I think
Why does
is it.
dark chocolate? Huh?
I was gonna say I think Caleb's in chat still, maybe. So
I don't know.
Well, double what up, Caleb?
if
I don't
you're
know if
not the
it's still
Caleb,
Caleb.
then we'll find out.
Because the Caleb in chat, I believe, is the Caleb I work with, but I could be wrong. Or I used to work with. Why
Maybe
does
he's the same Caleb that writes in? You don't know.
And he's been. I asked him a long time ago, and he said no. So he could be
Hmm.
lying to me this whole time.
Could be.
So Caleb says, "Why does dark chocolate taste so much worse than milk chocolate? Like, who is that for?" So, Adam, you're our foodie. What do you got? I have a feeling you're gonna be the guy who says you like dark chocolate, but go ahead.
I don't
not a sweets guy.
dislike. I was gonna say I'm not a sweets guy, so that's
Okay.
actually why I prefer dark chocolate over milk chocolate, because milk chocolate just has a shit ton of sugar, added to it, and it's not just like the bitter kind of coffee sort of taste, like the
Right.
burnt cocoa beans. I can see where it's used, and it's usually in Europe. So let's just say if you're not living in Europe, you're fine because everyone in America loves milk chocolate. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, I'm not a sweets person at all,
Okay.
so I
All right.
find dark chocolate is tolerable if you put some peanut butter on it, and then that's really, really fucking good.
Peanut butter
Interesting.
makes
Okay.
everything
Because peanut
better.
butter makes everything better. Like, I mean, the
Yeah.
only thing that makes peanut butter better is more peanut butter. So
What
prove me wrong.
are you brand loyal with peanut butter?
No. I actually
No.
usually, I mean, Kat and I usually make our own, if that
Oh, okay.
shocks you at all. But
Yeah.
I love to get like actual peanuts and like make your own, like put some butter and salt and pepper and some other things, make your own peanut butter, and it's
Okay.
fucking awesome.
Fair enough. All right. I'm a Skippy guy. I'll always be. I don't do
Hmm.
Jif. I don't do that Peter Pan bullshit. Uh, and store brand, you might as well be homeless. So I do Skippy pretty much exclusively.
You
I
don't ever go to the health food aisle, huh? Where like the things like half separated of oil and then like the
do you
solids.
do you know what the health food aisle is in my industry?
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's the if a customer asks you, "Do you know where this is?" and you have no idea, you take them to the health food aisle 'cause that's where it is. Like it's just full of shit. Like, "Oh, I've never heard of that before." It's probably over in the health food aisle.
Probably.
Because that's what it all is. Um, Josh, you brand specific peanut butter?
I will eat Jif or Skippy.
Okay.
Peter Pan is like out of like 3 times the amount of sugar. It's just like
Is it really?
I mean, I'm probably exaggerating, but if I remember right from when I was younger, it's way more sugar than the other brands.
Interesting. Okay.
I tend to buy Skippy the extra crunchy, but I like the Jif creamy.
Okay.
So
Fair
depends
enough.
on what I'm buying. You know,
All
Crunchy
right.
all the way.
And then
crunchy 99.9% of the time.
Crunchy all the way.
But if I'm baking something that requires peanut butter that I don't
That's
want
fair.
nuts in,
That's the only
then
time
then
it's
it's creamy.
acceptable. Yeah.
But if I'm making like a PB and J, it's extra crunchy raspberry preserves.
fair
Just-
enough. All right.
Let's say we get jellies from like the Amana colonies and stuff. That's usually where we
Right.
get our stuff from.
Yeah,
There you
So
go.
good.
yeah. They
So
know how to make
what do you got on Caleb's question, Josh?
it. So I think that Caleb's got a point. Just the point is wrong. So dark chocolate is amazing. But I think it's similar to the brand loyalty thing. I think it depends. There's a lot of milk chocolate that I absolutely adore, and there's a lot of dark chocolate that I really enjoy. So I think it's less dependent on the type of chocolate and more like which chocolate it is. Because I'm never going to buy dark chocolate Hershey's bar because Hershey's is fucking garbage to begin with.
Right.
And so like, but there's like there's an endangered species bar, which they have a bunch of different flavors, but there's specifically a dark chocolate with espresso beans in it. It's got a tiger on it. That's super dope, but that's really dark. That's like 70 some, 80 some percent cacao, so it is real dark.
Yeah.
But also
Say
there's
that's like baking chocolate at that point when it starts
Right.
getting into like that percentage, isn't it? At that point,
Probably.
that bar is intended for eating like normally.
in baked goods.
But,
No, I'm
but
just kidding.
any higher than that, I don't know if you've had like the 90% cacaos. Those are rough. Those are rough. I don't recommend those. But the endangered species
It's like
ones,
eating
like
coffee.
yeah, and I like eating coffee beans personally. So I like that bitterness. I like the less sweet nature of it. So it just kind of depends on what I'm feeling. There's a milk chocolate. I think it's called like Teco or something. They come in like squares, and there's a mocha cappuccino milk chocolate one.
Okay.
And I would murder someone over that. I would just stab them and then steal it because it's fucking amazing.
Nice.
So I think it's they're two entirely different things. If I want something that's really sweet and sugary, then milk chocolate. If I want something that's a little more bitter, I can eat without feeling like I got the diabetes, then I go with dark chocolate. So the only thing I don't ever go for is white chocolate, really.
Almond bark bullshit.
Well, I mean, like, yeah. Almond bark is so there
Go ahead,
are
sorry.
some white chocolates. There's a bunch of people who affirm that white chocolate is not chocolate because it doesn't have the correct amount of cocoa nibs, and those people are assholes because they're like pretentious, well, actually, kind of people. But I think there are really nice white chocolates that exist. Just the vast majority of like store-bought white chocolate is not the very nice white chocolate, and they're not very good most of the time. So it exists. Nice white chocolate exists. It's just hard to find. You kind of have to special order it.
Well, some of it's like Reese's came out with the white chocolate Reese's peanut butter cup. Why? Why ruin a good thing? Like Reese's peanut butter cup is the perfect candy. Why do you don't need to fuck with it? It's fine.
Have you tried
I've
the
eaten
one with
those.
a tortilla chip in it?
What?
Because that
Is
there's
there
a-
Reese's with
it's
tortilla
a
chip in
Reese's
it?
with a tortilla chip in it, and it's amazing.
I'm intrigued.
Because it's like
I
it
mean,
adds
I can
just
see the saltiness
a little
like
bit of
to
salt
it, like
and the crunch.
yeah.
The crunch is nice.
Interesting.
Because
But then they already made the crisp like Reese's sort of thing with the crunch in it, and that was okay.
Yeah.
But you're
In
right,
my-
like the missing the saltiness, I can see that being good.
Yeah, and in my opinion, the crispy Reese's aren't as crispy as I would like them to be. I would like a real crunch, like
Yeah,
not
that's
just
fair.
like there's some wafer or something in there. I don't know.
It was
So
like
are you-
Rice Krispie, like bits
Yeah,
of Rice
exactly.
Krispie floating in it is all
It's
it
like
was.
soft crunch as opposed to crunch.
Mhm.
And so, but
So are
they're
you-
pretty good.
Are you? Never mind. I don't want to go on another tangent.
Do it.
Sorry.
We can talk about this for like an hour.
Well, no, real fast. If you're eating pizza and you pick up a slice of pizza, is your crust straight? Does it move or does it flop? What's better?
And I am not bending the crust.
No, you're not bending it.
Okay, flop. A little bit of flop.
So you're
Not-
not like a crispy pizza crust guy though.
I mean, there's no such thing as bad pizza. I will eat the shit out of any pizza. I will even eat.
Have you had a Totino's lately?
I grew up on Totino's. The joys of
Yeah.
being
high
poor.
school rectangular pizzas.
Yes, exactly. And I'll eat the shit out of those. But so I have no allegiance there. But I think I would rather to have crispier than not doughy. But there's a big difference between being floppy and doughy. Those are two different things.
Right.
But I don't really like the cracker crust where it's like you take a bite and it just like shatters.
Yeah.
It depends.
Okay, I agree.
But
Justin and I grew up with kids cuisine frozen meals, pizza ones. That's what we had when we were kids. Remember those?
I do
And then
remember those.
It came with like a little section of the tray that had like a brownie in it for your
Mhm.
dessert.
Yep.
I didn't eat those.
We had those-
Just
we
say
had
I
those
did not
growing
eat
up.
those.
I didn't do the pizza ones.
Oh, okay. They had a bunch of different flavors. Yeah, they
There
were
was
all
chicken
gross.
nuggets and fish fingers.
Yeah.
I used to
and-
hate red sauce.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you hated
Pizza
pizza.
and me were not.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm more tolerable now.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was younger, red sauce did something to my stomach. It was no
Okay.
good.
So we gotta
Worth
move
it.
on from food
Worth
talk.
it.
I haven't
Real
even
quick, Justin.
I haven't even
Yeah,
answered.
I was gonna
this.
say we're going to Justin next. Caleb's question. What do you got?
I love dark chocolate.
Oh,
So good.
okay. All right, I'm the
I love
outlier
it.
again.
Do you love
I mean,
it
I like
more?
milk chocolate.
Yeah.
Do you like
Um,
more or like on the same level as milk chocolate?
It kind of depends because nothing in the entire world beats a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
that's very true. That's very true.
for chocolate,
D- They make a dark chocolate Reese's peanut butter cup too.
yeah,
It's,
and
it's
that's
pretty
good.
good.
They
Yeah.
have new ones now that are like peanut butter, like they're just extra peanut butter. Like the whole thing is just a
Yeah.
peanut butter.
Yep.
That one's amazing.
Yeah.
I like the white
Is there
chocolate.
have they
No
developed
chocolate at all.
the peanut butter on the outside and
Yeah.
chocolate on the inside, like
Oh,
a reverse Reese's? Have they developed that yet?
that
I
would be
haven't heard of
Probably.
that.
That would be
Because that's
good.
what they need to make. I
Hell
would
yeah.
eat that.
That'd be
I,
dope.
I think I've said it
It'd be
before.
Alright.
messy as fuck.
Yeah, it would. Jesus.
I think I've said it before, but the Take 5 still is like my favorite Reese's product.
With the pretzel.
The
Take
pretzel,
5 is so
again,
good.
the crunch. The crunch is what
And the
seals the deal.
saltiness, the
Yeah.
crunch and the saltiness. Yep.
Because you got the salt from the pretzel, so perfect.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the question, Caleb. That's sorry that was so long-winded.
I am not sorry. I will not apologize.
Yeah, I'm not sorry at
It's
all.
like, I'm not apologizing for that.
So, lastly, we have Adam. Probably not. All right, Adam. Hi, Adam.
Hi, Adam.
What up, Adam?
Now, last week he had us do a competition. Justin and I were on a team. Josh and Adam were on a team. We picked 3 video game characters and competed in a dodgeball competition.
And I think
And
Josh and I won.
I think we agreed Justin and I got our asses kicked, if I remember right. So this week he switched it up a little bit. This week I am on a team with Josh. Justin is on a team with Adam this week.
Let's go. Let's go,
And
Justin.
he made it much less confusing picking characters than last
Hey.
week. So, all right.
It's you and me,
so,
bud. We got this.
by the way, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the competition is not dodgeball this week. So, don't pick your characters based off we're playing dodgeball. So, first up, pick a Nintendo exclusive video game character not named Mario.
Okay.
Everybody got it?
Yep.
I think so.
Okay. Next, pick a Sony exclusive character.
Oh, I'm gonna have to write these down so I can remember these.
Oh, wait. Does that include owned by Sony but has appeared at least once in another game?
That's fine. You can do
Okay.
that.
Okay, cool. Because I just realized that it technically does not meet the criteria. Okay.
Lastly, pick an Xbox exclusive character not named Master Chief.
No.
Shit. Shit,
doesn't
that
count.
was a hard one.
Xbox
doesn't have a lot
exclusive.
right now.
Right? No, that's
Yeah.
it's like,
I'm trying to
shit,
think of any. I'm not even trying to think of like the best one. I can't think of a single one that is not Master Chief. It
The funny thing is, for mine, I don't think I've played any of the games, but it's the only thing I can think of.
okay. I don't know the person's actual name, but I remember what game they're from. I have somebody
Okay.
in mind.
Okay. All right. Is everybody good?
No.
Oh, damn.
Xbox one? I still haven't got shit for that one. Actually, I think I got one. I think I remember his name. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Justin, you good?
No, I don't have Xbox.
Okay.
I know that's the tricky one.
Yeah.
Josh is one I'm surprised you didn't pick. It's an Xbox exclusive. You were hoping for a remake.
Banjo Kazooie was both on the
Yeah.
N64 and in Smash Bros.
Oh, that's right. But it's
Yeah, I was
rare
gonna say
now.
it's
So,
N64.
That's right.
It's
That's
owned.
why
It's owned by
It's now
Microsoft.
owned. Yeah,
but
that's true.
The only game that it came out on other systems where the remake of Banjo Kazooie and Nuts and Bolts also came out on Xbox. So it's
Okay.
50-50 right now, Nintendo.
go. I see what you're saying.
So I wrote it down and then I deleted it because it didn't fit.
Did Killer Instinct go on anything other than?
it was a Super Nintendo game
I was gonna
originally.
say,
Fuck.
That's where it started. Just like all those fucking rare games, Nintendo.
Dude, isn't Microsoft like they need come up with some fucking characters. Like they need to start getting their shit together a little bit.
They don't really have
Nintendo and
like
Sony are
iconic
super easy.
characters, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, one of the hard parts as well is that they're buying companies that released games on multiple systems. So
Right.
they I could think of quite a few different characters that are owned by Microsoft, but they're not Microsoft exclusives. If that makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Justin, you got one yet?
No.
Holy shit!
My team's fucked.
just Google
Well,
Microsoft exclusives. You can cheat.
Since you're not
No,
on
I
my
did.
since you're not on my team, I don't want to give you an idea because that would be cheating.
Ooh,
But-
was Castle Crashers on any other?
Ooh, I don't think so.
I
That
don't know.
works.
All right,
What
I'm going with
color?
the Green Knight.
All right,
Okay.
fair enough. All right, so
Hey, once you got
Um,
them leveled up, they're badass.
there you go. I actually think, Josh, I got the winner on this one, as long as Justin or Adam didn't pick the same character. So
We got the winner unless we don't win.
yeah.
Got it.
So no, but I mean if they cancel each other out again. Like he picked Ant-Man last week, Adam did, same as me,
Yeah.
and that canceled out. Okay. This week's competition, depending on your picks, is gonna be really good or really bad, is a knowledge bowl competition.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
All right, so we'll do our team first. Josh, who do you got for the knowledge bowl?
So for Nintendo exclusives, we've got Bowser,
I got
Oh.
Waluigi.
Waluigi. Okay,
Yep.
equally not great. For PlayStation, Cloud Strife.
I have
I picked
Oh.
Cloud.
Okay, so we
Cancel each
cancel.
other.
We cancel.
We cancel each other. I picked
I had-
Cloud.
I had Kratos, so that's no help.
Ugh.
But
Okay,
my Xbox exclusive.
Xbox. I think I have never played these games and have no idea why it's in my brain. His name is Marcus Phoenix, the Gears of
Gears of
War
War.
guys.
Yep. That's not gonna
Um,
help in a knowledge bowl.
But I have no idea. I've never
But-
played the games, but that was the first
Thankfully,
Xbox
Josh-
game that wasn't Halo.
Yeah. Thankfully, Josh, I picked Cortana, who would be
Ooh.
phenomenal in a knowledge bowl.
Ooh.
So
Yeah, that's super good. That's like the
Well-
ultimate trump card.
we'll see what Justin and Adam got. Adam, what's your team?
Link was
Okay.
the first one I picked.
Nice.
I mean, he's good at his spot as long as his shit isn't breaking. So, Cloud, which we canceled out, and then Arbiter was the one I
Oh,
picked.
from Halo.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like the only, I was like, who was the alien's name?
Yeah.
But
There you go.
the Arbiter.
Justin, what are your picks?
So my picks are, and this one I'm not sure on, but Samus,
Mhm,
Nintendo exclusive, yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
mhm.
Kratos, and the Green Knight.
Good
Okay,
Kratos.
so Kratos, we cancel each other out on Kratos, but he's kind of a big dumb idiot anyway, so he
Yeah.
wouldn't help.
Yeah.
Not a big help.
I feel like
So,
Samus
Now-
is like a scientist.
Samus is smart as shit.
Yeah,
I would
Samus
is
say
smart.
she's very intelligent.
It depends on the Quiz Bowl categories, though, because if it's all like mythology, Kratos is gonna do great.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
Like,
But
I killed Zeus, bitch. Fuck you.
yeah, but Cortana and
Who
Samus
is the
are-
Lord of Olympus? He's like, I am.
Yeah.
But Samus and Cortana are I think the only really great ones from the teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, the knowledge bowl threw it off hard.
I mean, Cortana's a fucking AI, so yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So I'm gonna say we win, Josh. I'm gonna stick up for us here. I think Cortana takes it. What do you think?
I would vote for that as well.
Adam, Justin?
I would say Cortana's probably gonna win, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
But if it's anything like Alexa, it might just be like, I don't know the answer to that. Like it might be like really don't
And-
know it. It might be only good like military stuff. Like that's kind of what Josh's point is. Like it really depends on the questions. Maybe Cortana isn't great about like pop culture or something like
Well,
that.
The other thing too is depending on which Cortana, because in Halo 5, Cortana goes crazy. So,
Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
but I mean, she's still an AI. She's still intelligent. She's just fucking evil. So, She could angrily answer all
We,
the
I mean, we
questions.
could have said Gladys, but we didn't get PC
Oh,
as an
yeah.
option.
Yeah.
So either way,
Um,
yeah, I still think it'll probably
well,
you guys would
GLaDOS would be
probably.
an Xbox exclusive. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it
Mm,
came out on PC too, but it's
it's a Valve game. I would
Di-
argue
oh yeah,
Portal is
that's
Didn't
more
true.
of
didn't
a
Orange
PC
Box
game.
didn't Orange Box come out on PlayStation as well?
Oh yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
So
They
all
did
Either
right,
way,
that was a good one, Adam. Thank you very much for that one. All right, boys, we're pretty much done. We'll do a quick pick of the week, and then we will get out of here. Josh, kick us off. What's your pick of the week?
That text-based game I was playing, Torn.
Oh,
I
okay.
I'm
recommend
gonna check. I need to
y'all.
check that out.
Sounds interesting.
I'll repost my friend code into
Yeah,
in
please
the
do.
chat.
I do wanna check it out.
There you go.
But yeah, and then you can join my faction and shit. So
Okay, sweet. Justin, pick of the week.
It's a good question.
We'll come back to you. Adam, pick of the week.
I'll pick
Oh, my bad.
Penske Rentals instead of U-Haul.
Such a weird pick of the week, but I'll take it.
Hey, if you need to move,
I can't believe they gave you it was free basically. Like that just blows my mind.
it wasn't free. I just got money back, or like they don't, or refunded me money for.
Either way,
'Cause you
like
paid
that's
yourself
pretty
for it.
awesome, I guess.
Yeah, U-Haul wouldn't do that shit. There's no way. No
Well,
way.
U-Haul, you're lucky to actually get the truck you've
That's
reserved.
very true.
In their
Very true.
clause, they like if you want a 22-foot truck, and they say that they've got you, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to be at the location you want. You might have to drive somewhere else to go get
Yeah.
it or find it.
Yeah.
Whereas Penske does not do that.
I
Just
think
down the ditch in a
I think
creek,
when
you're
we
like, that's where the
moved,
truck is.
yeah. I think when we moved here, I reserved because we didn't ever had a lot of shit. Like we've accumulated stuff now that we own a house. But I rented like the 12-footer or whatever it is, the little one. And then I got there and they're like, "Oh, we only have a 36-footer." I'm like, "Okay, well that's overkill, but I guess I don't have a choice." So
And he
we
filled
fi-
that fucker
we
up.
filled like a third of it and
Oh.
moved. So um, but yeah, good choice. Adam, what's your pick of the week?
I've been gushing about it for a couple weeks, but Star Citizen, like, it's not quite a full game. There's obviously still a shit ton of bugs. I have tons of crashes and other things, but there's something just beautiful about that game and intriguing. And there's finally like stuff to do. I bought this game probably like 3 or 4 years ago. It kind of reminds me of like a since situation where like I bought it a long time ago and it's like, oh, this is cool. There isn't much to it, and then kind of forget about it, and then they come
Yeah,
back and I'm like, holy shit, they've done a lot of really cool stuff with this game,
sweet.
and
I
it's like the only game I can think of lately, and just the flying and the missions, and there's PvE, there's PvP, there's like a Sea of Thieves feel of it. You can pirate and like take over people's ships and like steal their stuff, or like I've actually been in like encounters where you get missions where people put out bounties on other players and like you go and disable them, and like there's VoIP and you can talk to them, and like
interesting.
it's fucking it's a really cool game.
Cool.
It really
There you go.
is.
Awesome. I've seen gameplay on it. It looks like a lot to get into, but
It
it looks like
is.
a lot
I
of
mean,
fun.
it's
Yeah.
not like for the faint of heart. It is definitely kind of like a Tarkov where it is hardcore. There's a lot of buttons. There's a lot to figure out, and I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out. And I've been playing pretty steadily for a few weeks, and
Right.
take advantage of the resources out there, watch videos, read some stuff, and
Hell yeah. Cool.
but either
All
way,
right.
it's a bit of a blast. So
There,
fun.
there you go. My pick of the week to wrap up. The boys finally started it.
What do you
Outstanding.
think?
The opening fucking scene is unreal. Fucking
Wait, to the newest
unreal.
season or just the show
The
in
new
general?
season. The new
Oh, okay.
season. Yeah, it's like it's not the opening scene, it's like the second scene.
Yeah, it
But
might as well be.
dude, unreal. Like I was like, what the fuck? And I was laughing so hard. But yeah, dude, The Boys, such a good fucking show. We're 2 episodes in. We watched the first 2 episodes, so I think only 3 are out right now, so we gotta get caught up.
a fourth be? Because they release every Friday?
Oh yeah, the fourth might be out now. Yeah, that's true. So, but goddamn, that show's so good. And yeah, if you wanna just laugh and go, "What the fuck?" at the exact same time, just start the season. If you're caught up, just watch the first 10 minutes. It's fucking worth it. So, all right, that wraps up Nerd Identity Crisis episode 104. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Just a heads up, I start vacation tomorrow, so literally as soon as we get done recording, I'm going to upload it to Patreon. So it'll go live on Patreon right after this, mostly unedited. I'm gonna chop off the beginning and the end, and then it's going live. So, and then live to free feeds every Thursday as usual. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Very much appreciate it. Have a great night, Twitch. Bye.
Later, Twitch.
Bye.
Bye.